That's pretty interesting. Got like a snow curtain rolling down from the roof. How does this thing not fall? Let's piss it off a bit. What a pussy. Is that all you got? Wow. That's weak. What? What the crap? What the crap is this? Wow. Oh boy. I should seriously consider installing some snow blockers for the roof. Because ever since I started changing out the roofs, the new roofing panels are just so slippery and no snow will stay up there on its own. The old Soviet panels though, they have one very positive thing about them. The snow will never slip off them. I think it's because the Soviet panels have this type of distinctive pattern to it. And that stuff will keep the snow nicely on the roof. I mean, that's my theory at least. The new roofing panels are just so super slippery. And if the snow starts to melt, nothing will really keep it on the roof. But anyway. Episode 3 of the zipline project. If you missed out the first 2 episodes, how I built this giant thingy, then I will draw those links down in the description. So finally I managed to get the supplies for the project. I actually talked to several companies. A couple of them were primarily focused on building ziplines, and another one was focused on chains, cables, hooks, yada yada yada. So I got some rope, more rope, towing rope. Not sure if that's useful. Some stuff here, I guess. Some metal stuff. And then there's this thing. So all in all, I asked the companies how thick of a wire rope I should get. Kinda got mixed response. One of the companies said that primarily, and I'm quoting here, primarily we use about 6 to 8 millimeters. Kinda depends on the length of the ride. For you, I recommend between 8 and 10. Another company straight said don't go below 10. So I went with 12 millimeters. total length should be about 90 meters. The length of the ride, I mean straight line, is about 70 meters. But considering there's gonna be a bow, I figured I should get some extra. So I think 90 should do fine. Now here I should have my pulleys and stuff. Speed, guys. I went with the speed option. So the maximum speed this thing supports on paper is about 70 kilometers per hour. So in American stuff, that's about 45 miles per hour or something like that. And for a zipline, that is pretty crazy fast. I don't really think I will achieve those types of speed on this line. Also got this harness thing, you know, for the pussies who don't wanna really YOLO this ride. So on a normal day, this is really all you would need. Some wire rope, some speedo roller, some normal rope, some stupid harness, bunch of hooks. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Whatever this thing is for. And that's about all. Hook the cable to a tree or post, then add this scrap and then ride down the zip line. If nothing breaks, then finished. But for me, things are a bit more complicated. You know, because this platform thing is here, I don't really have any place to connect the cable on this end, at least. On that end I have a very conveniently placed tree there. So over time I've kind of tried to figure out different ways to solve that problem. My formal idea was to place a thick chain between these two trees and on the center add a seat shackle where this thing will connect to. But apparently that's not a great idea, according to the cable company. Apparently the load point on the center would be 10 times more than what it would be if the chain was straight. So the company suggested a solution with some lifting chains. This stuff. Now lifting chains are no joke. These things are incredibly strong. So I remember last year when we had some trouble at work, one of the loaders got stuck in a ditch. I went to help out the situation a bit and I took some lifting chain with me. So I hooked the lifting chain on the rear end of the loader, and the plan was to just lift the rear end out of the ditch. As you can see, I only used one line of that lifting chain, and to my surprise the thing managed to hold. Just imagine how much weight was on that chain. The loader itself weighs about 24 tons. I'm sure the rear end is clocking in at least 10 tons for sure. I don't really remember the grade of that chain. You know, lifting chains are marketed in different grades. The higher the grade, the stronger the chain. But I remember the thickness of that chain was 8 millimeters. For the zipline though, I got 10 millimeters. The grade of it is 8. So I don't really know how much weight this thing can lift. But I know the cable. The brake load for that one is about 9.7 tons. and the guy told me that the cable will break before the chain will. So the plan is to create some kind of angled support on this area, where one of the chains comes from that tree and connects to that point somewhere, and the second chain will come and meet in that point. All the load will be applied to this center ring where the cable will connect to. Thanks to this little adventure though, I had to pay some premium money. So this entire setup cost me about, I think it was about 960 bucks. So let's just call it a grand. The cable was the most expensive, which clocked in about 450. Then was the chain setup, which was about 200 bucks. But anyway, I think that's about it, and let's get to work. So first things first, let's connect this end up. Need to get a chain going around that tree, also around this tree, and then we can move on by installing the cable. Think I can manage that one with a ladder, but this one is a bit sketchy. Maybe. Let's do a platform, a temporary platform for this side, just so it would be a bit safer for me to install the chain thing. Platform on top of a platform. Honestly, I did not see that coming. I knew these acid-proof screws will come in handy one day. These things should last. Oh boy. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think some lumber and rust-proof screws is a better option than the chain choking the tree. At least the super screws should not rust inside the tree, so maybe it's not that bad. I wonder how this thing works. I want the thing to be roughly on this bar. Pretty sure I should be able to manage this one with a ladder. I mean, a telehandler would be great, but I don't have any kidneys left to sell. Almost lost my camera there. Whoa. So heavy chain. Guess I got the length right. I was pretty sure I'm gonna mess that up. Okay, so one end has been pressed, which will be connected with this jackal. For the other end, I got these things. What the crap is this? Useless tool. I'm thinking, let's just drop the thing off from here. What could possibly go wrong? Who's the clown who put these rocks here? What a freaking moron! I don't want to build a freaking snowman. Get it through your thick head. Yeah, 20 meters seems about right. You know, I got it a bit longer because I thought maybe this tree will not be the best option. So my backup option would be that one there. But for that to work, I would probably need to remove this spruce thing here. And maybe one of those as well. So I'm gonna obviously start off with this tree. Probably not gonna be the easiest task, but luckily I have a couple of useful hands that are willing to help me out here. This will be, by the way, the first time I will be crossing over this homemade bridge with my excavator. That thing weighs about 2.7 tons. I do hope nothing breaks. That would be nightmare fuel right there. Oh boy, thing seems pretty high up there. Think I need some extra hands for this one. Figured it's probably a better idea to install the roller thing beforehand. I've been trying to figure out a way, I mean a good way, to kinda connect the cable to this thing. Rolling it over the boom is... I think I will not be able to unhook it if it's under tension. Freaking genius.
Selle ilmaga, mis praegu on, annab mul 1,2 kilovatti. Et no see on päris norm. Teist tüüpi laad oli ka, millel on komp otsas.
Jaa, väike laadur jah?
Jah.
On küll jah? Kõik on ostetud.
Siis ma võin tollega sinu abi ükskord paluda.
Ikka võib jah?
Ma ostsin korraliku killustikku, aga too on nii korralik, et mina lahinaga kätte ei saa. tegelikult oleks ta peenem, aga jämedalt on vaja just põhja teha maja kõrvale. Aga noh, enne kevadet ei ole midagi. Siis ma tean, et ma järgmine kord julgeks sinu juurde.
Yeah. Let's see what's what. I'm supposed to open that now. Didn't really think this through, did I? Same setup, but a bit different. Yeah, that previous one wasn't so much of a genius after all. Gotta get it up there again. I have a feeling there's not enough tension on the line. Clearly. I mean, right now I would just kind of plow into the bridge. But to be brutally honest here, I don't really have any great ideas how to add tension to the line. I mean, the Yanmar piece of crap here will just not reach. And I'm not really in the mood of getting a bigger excavator for this this project. I do have a couple of ideas, but not sure if they will work. Maybe if you launched toddlers down the line, then they will not hit the bridge, but adults is a no-go as of now. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But in the end, everything kind of works out. This is fine. Maybe. I think I gotta repeat that a bunch of times. One day it's +5, the next day -15. Plus the battery is totally pooched. Guess there is a problem with the alternator after all. Yeah. The alternator is doing nothing. It should be about 14 volts right now. Well, the thing is spinning, so that's not the problem. Either the alternator is bad or there is a loose connection somewhere. think I'm getting the hang of this thing. Don't really wanna over tension the line. I can always add more tension later, but removing the tension is a whole nother ball game. Plus, I'm pretty sure with time the line will eventually sag down with all the weather and sunlight and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Maybe I need to take it a bit higher, but we'll see. Looks like this area will be the lowest point, so this should be my landing area somewhere here. I'm thinking I need some type of stool to sit on and some handrails for the thing. So let's go do those now. Don't need anything fancy. I think something solid with some nails. Maybe this way up. This way definitely up. In what universe was this a good idea? Bloody awesome. Anyway, let's sort out the handle thing now. Some Gamarata paint job. And some ants in the band's oil job. No, I don't really know any good nuts. The only nut I know is I think it was called a uni die. In theory this thing should hold. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. Huh. I think the line still has quite a bit of slack in it, but the main issue is here. This connection thing should be higher. I could possibly take it higher from that end, but on this end I pretty much maxed out. Even if I took it higher somehow, it would be too high, because I mean it's already above the center line, so probably tensioning the line from that end might achieve something, but let's test it out first. Wonder who the first candidate will be, because it sure hell won't be me. Who would wanna ride my zipline? There's nobody really around. Maybe I could ask the neighbors. Have a wonderful time. Thing didn't quite stop where I wanted it to stop. You know, I can't really take it any higher as well, because this is quite high to jump off. So a lot of problems. This is fine. So let's kind of summarize the situation here. On that end, it seems a bit short, and I would like to tension the line up and also lift those chains up. But on this end, the line is too high. So I can't really do any of that. To be honest, I only see one solution here. And that would be to add backfill to this area, so I could safely get off the zip line. Right now that is kind of high. I'm sure that Jovi and Chair would be more than willing to help out, but I kind of need it at other projects, and the thing can't stay here forever. Probably a good idea to secure the line before using it. This should hold just fine. You know, the only thing that can really break this line would be most likely some type of tree dropping on it. I mean, that would kind of suck. That was one of the reasons why I did not want to connect this end to the pillar, because I thought if a tree were to fall on the line, this pillar would not take kindly to so much side force, and it most likely would break the pillar. I'm gonna try the baby steps first. But anyway, now I need to solve the issue how to get this thing up there. And I do have an idea for that. So the plan is to have a rope that I draw down here, then hook these two ends up, and then just pull the line up. Pretty straightforward. That piece of crap branch though needs to go. The other end of the clamp I will anchor to the platform, but only via a keychain. So if somebody was smart enough and forgot to unhook the connection, at least the keychain will break very easily and will not cause a sudden stop in the ride. But anyway, let's go for a ride. Hope I survive this. Kind of scared. Oh well, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I mean, the stupid chair tried to kill me, but other than that it was pretty cool. So I noticed two problems with this setup right now. First thing is this hook. It's kind of jumping around and above me while I'm riding, especially over the bridge, because this thing will hit the bridge at a high speed and then it will jump all over the place. So instead of this hook, I'm just gonna create a hoop for the rope. That should solve that problem. This should do the trick. The second issue is a bit more annoying. I'm getting a bit too much speed. You know, my plan is to slow down before the tree, not plow into the tree. If you're going feet first, then it's not that big of a deal, but honestly you can't really control the angle of attack. Perfect setup would be to take that end higher and then make the line lower. That's a tough pickle though. Okay, well, I'm gonna solve these problems. At least I'm gonna try, and then let's do a retest. Yeah. Don't you just love it when the battery just dies at a crucial moment? You know, when this tree dropped and I looked at the camera and it was dead, I was pretty mad at that point. So this tree was pretty messed up. Only like 1 to 3 points was holding it in place. Everything else is just pure rot. The best part though is that it did not drop there, rather it kind of plowed into my bridge. The point of impact was also dead center. So what can we take away from this failure here? Well, for starters, the bridge that I built seems to be pretty strong, because thing did not move at all when the tree fell on it. Oh. Before I can continue, I need to clean all this mess up. Gonna be fun. By the way, guys, check these guys out. Couple of ducks here. Now these guys are here year around. Sometimes there's more of them, but it's always these two. I've even seen little ducklings. They're kind of shy though. Pretty sure these ducks are Finnish. Considering the fact that they're next to a Finnish sauna while being in freezing cold weather. Anyway, look at all this nice openness now. By removing these two trees, got a solid straight line to my new tree. This spruce though, the thing might get in the way. Well, kind of depends how much it gets in the way. If I straight plow into it, then I obviously need to remove it. But if I just scrape it, then most likely I will leave the thing here for now. And during the springtime, I'm gonna try to replant this tree. Don't really wanna cut it down because of my stupid zipline project. definitely should have done this project during the summertime. And even I can't even feel my nose right now, but I had some free time, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, I'm gonna install the line to this tree now, and then maybe we can finally wrap up this project. As you guys have already seen me installing the cable to the tree, talking about that one there, then there's really no point showing all that mess again. So let's just skip this part and be done with it. Yeah. I mean, the thing kinda gets in the way, but it's not that bad right now. Other than that, it seems a pretty solid ride. This stump though kinda seems sketchy. When coming back from that end, I'm kinda facing my back towards this stump. And I can't help but think about the line breaking or me falling off and then landing against the stump. You know, I might break the stump or something. I think that would kind of feel weird. But other than this stump here, I would call this project a success. My plan with the stump though is that during the springtime I'm gonna remove this stump as well, and if I'm able to, I'm gonna also try to remove this massive birch stump here. In addition to the stump removal, I'm also gonna get some backfill and make this area a bit more smooth. Don't really like the up and down grade what's going on here right now. So that's another project that I need to do. All in all though, getting the wire up there was a lot faster than getting the wire up there. I think that was like 2 days. This one though was only about 3 hours. Yeah, that one was definitely some kind of a trial and error. So I went about 7 times around the tree. I think that alone is enough to hold the line in place, but I also added 4 cable anchors just in case. But there is a thing with it though that I don't really fully understand. As I get down to this end, the cable starts to vibrate, well, up and down. So I don't really know what's up with that. Maybe I can show you guys so you get a better picture what I'm talking about. I'm guessing it's because the gable, I think it needs to be a bit more stretched out. Because if I jump off the platform, it creates this wave effect in the gable. And by the time I reach the end of the tree, the wave just gets smaller and smaller. And that's why I kinda jump around in the end. I mean, that's my theory at least. But if I take the gable any higher, then I don't think I can get off the zipline very well. I think the lowest point is here, near the bridge. I'm gonna ride down the hill, let's see how low my feet actually reach. Yeah, I think it's pretty okay height for me. Possibly for gates it needs to be a bit lower, but you know, adjusting the thing is not really easy. I would need to hook up the excavator to the line somewhere, pulling it up into tension, and then doing some things there to make the thing go lower. I did have this idea to use this type of a pulley as a cable tensioner, but the zipline company guy told me that it's a good idea, but the thing has to have a load capacity higher than the cable, so about 9 tons. I did ask around from the tractor supply company where I got this thing from. Nobody could tell me the load capacity for this thing. I mean, it looks pretty okay, but there's only this much thread here and this much thread here, so I'm pretty sure this thing is not rated for 9 tons. Probably about 2 tons maximum. Add to the fact that this thing is probably made in the Soviet Union times, it most likely has a safety factor of -2. So I didn't really want to risk putting that thing there, although a pretty good idea. I also looked up some heavier duty tensioners, something like this, but a lot more beefier. But the price kinda almost reached the 4-figure sum, so did not go down that route. I would personally call this project a semi-success. And I'm really glad I kind of stopped at this point. It would kind of suck to stop at here, but the view is still pretty good from up here. Luckily I can go manual mode for a little bit. But anyway guys, I think let's wrap up this entire project. This third episode took a bit longer than I anticipated. Seriously nice snow weather going on right now. Yeah, like we did not have enough snow already. Nice one, bro. So what do you reckon how much this entire setup cost me? I mean this entire zipline project. Overall the entire project cost me about 1,200 bucks out of pocket. The most expensive part was the cable, then was the chain setup, then was the platform build, and finally the rollers, harnesses, special rope, and these things. By the way, the harnesses and ropes and stuff almost cost me as much as the platform build was. So those things were about 200 bucks. Managed to do the platform for about 300. I mean 1,200 bucks seems a bit much, but for a setup like this, I think the price tag is very good. I wouldn't even know how much a setup like this were to cost if it was built by some type of zipline company. I'm guessing the platform part alone would be like 5 grand minimum. The real question though, was this thing even worth it? Probably not. Seems like a huge waste of time, but hey, at least I had fun building this thing, and I'm sure whoever decides to use it will have some fun as well. As long as they don't fall down. That would kind of suck. Anyway guys, I think let's wrap up this episode. Part 3 of 3. The zipline project. Pretty much finished. I'm also gonna make a short version of this entire project if I have some free time. Guess we'll see how that goes. But other than that, let's go do something else now. I'm kinda bored.